Howdy folks, Keywii here, and welcome back to Steins Gate, a safe space in which we are awesome, where we are of course just attempting to smooth things over just a little bit, you know, just so things don't get crazy at the Brawn2 workshop.
Anyway, you can work like that for the rest of the day. Go stand up front and use that flat tummy of yours to attract customers.
Oh yeah. Right, no, this is where we are. This is where we are. I'll down lay on you.
Who's she gonna believe? You or her old man? I'm going to abuse you, and therefore nothing will make any sense. No one will believe you. I'm in charge. I'm a white man with power.
He's Japanese, but he looks like a white man. Look at that white man. Look at him be white. Damn. No problems here. Okay. Fucking Okabe. So your seduction strategy worked, I guess. I hit A a few times on my controller. I don't think it's registering the A button like it used to. Mr. Braun, what a guy. What a white guy. A little while later, I'm laying on the sofa watching high school baseball on a fucking old-timey projector, apparently. Kumamoto and Aichi are locked in a fierce struggle for the playoffs. Just then, the clack-clack of the sewing machine, and the lounge suddenly stops. Ocarine, can you come here? I said your name twice, but the subtitles lied. She motions to me while holding the costume. You know what I want? I want one of these, like, visual novel games, but the main protagonist, like, never speaks. Like, it's all internal dialogue, and they're all thinking something. But the characters treat them, like, 100% completely differently than how they actually internalize stuff. So there's never any dialogue from the main character, it's all internalization. So they all think, like he's one way and he's completely different. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about anything. Oh, that'd be so good. What does she want? I walk over to her. I thought I was gonna say I walk all over her, and I'm like, I mean, weird. Can you hold this for me? Spread it out like flack. Yeah, and then we have this asshole. That's not. I guess, I don't know. It's a language barrier, but that says flat. Not feel. Okay. Stop it already, you fucking idiot. Follow Mayuri's directions and spread the costume out by the sleeves. You know, like flat. She inspects it from a few paces away. It's hard to believe given her usual ditziness, but Mayuri is very serious about her art. Fucking shit on my glasses, hang on. That's why cosplayers value her costume so high. Oh shit, I didn't know she sold them. The costume I'm holding now is custom made for Lukiko. I thought Lukiko was against it, but I guess Mayuri managed to persuade her. Ah, you're using feminine pronouns now. There we go. There's that big brain of yours. Okay, thanks. Mayuri looks tired. She's been working all night. But that doesn't dim the brightness of her satisfied smile. Finished. It's done. Yep, I finished before Chris-chan. We were racing. I don't think we were. You win, Mayuri. Congratulations. You know, I could have swore you made up that racing thing, but apparently I agree. Damn you, assistant, for agreeing with thing. She treats me and Dara like garbage, but Mayuri gets a sisterly touch. Oh, well, I mean... Oh, I just noticed he has fucking blood coming out of his nose. What a... God damn it. Fucking hell. But yeah, no, it's a case of, the first time she met you essentially, like, fucking freaked out and, like, roped her or whatever. Like, held onto her shoulders. That was more accurate. And then Daru is constantly reminding everyone how much of a pervert he is. So, you know, like a sex degenerate. Actually, I'm just about finished too. Karasu connects the 2 cords she's holding.
完成
Done! Celebration is in order. Of tallest to shortest. But nobody cheers.
引き分けだね
It's a tie. Man, I'm tired. I want Ferris Tan to come for me. I say nothing else but demeaning comments about women. Even if it's not demeaning because some of them, you know, are actually into it, so it's not demeaning to them specifically. But, you know how it goes. Honestly, I don't feel like cheering either. God, I'm exhausted. It's not because I'm tired. Alright. Way to contradict me, asshole. We worked around the clock for 3 straight days to finish the time leap machine, but now that it is complete, I realize that part of me never believed it would happen. I feel my enthusiasm cooling rapidly. The fire quenched by one stark question. Yeah, I was gonna make a joke question, but nothing actually came to my mind, so here we are. What do we do with it? I look at Karasu. She too seems less than enthused.
私たちひょっとす
We
ると
may have created a monster here.
とんでもないものを作っちゃったか
I
も
looked
し
at
れ
the phone proof wave. Blah, I looked at the improved phone wave. Name subject to change again. Oh, there's a fucking headset now. The biggest change is the headgear attached to the X68000. It looks like something of a low-budget cyberpunk movie, or like a fucking. I guess so. I was gonna say maybe like a call center headset, but then I was like maybe it's a VR headset, but it's got the thing, so you see it in your brain, and like that's cyberpunk. Fortunately, we don't need nerve jacks or brain chips to do the work. For it to work, you just put it on and let the sensors do the rest. That's the thing. VR is coming a long way from what it once was, but it will continue to improve. So, potentially, and I doubt that we'll ever cross the divide from having a screen in front of your eyes to it's projected into your brain. I don't think we'll ever get to, like, that point, because I don't feel like people will actually want that. They'll want their brain completely untouched. Like, people will change that, but it's a case of, like, we will get to a point where maybe it's like a visor you put on your eyes and you just see everything perfectly or something. It's hard to say. Current VR capabilities are interesting. They're progressing far more than old sci-fi movies. And the controllers aren't just gloves you put on, they're actual, like, things you hold, and it's really neat. Fortunately, we don't need nerve jacks or brain chips for it to work. You just put it on and let the sensors do the rest. Yeah, and we moved from the past where, like, you teleport from place to place because you can't walk around a room to a controller you hold in your hand fucking has a joystick and you move it forward and your character moves while you look around. It's really, like, VR is making strides in the last few years. And I'm excited to see what 10 years brings. Oh, wrong. Why don't we decide what to call it first? I vote for Heavenly Express, which is stupid. Phone Wave 3rd Edition version 1.00.
帽子付き電話
Silly Hat Phone Wave-chan. No consensus.
あんたたちって本当
You
に
guys have too much free time.
クリスティーナは危険か
Does that mean you're abstaining from the vote? No, I'm not abstaining. Time leap machine. That's a scientist for you. Fucking doesn't know how to name shit. Have you ever looked at the names of stars in the sky? They're all code-based. They don't have actual names. That's terrible. Hey, come on, simple is best, right? I mean, that's what Okabe's been calling it for the past 2 days now.
助手はネーミングセンス
Looks like my assistant has zero naming sense.
中二病丸出しのあ
I
んた
don't
に
want
言わ
to
れたく
hear
な
that
い
from a Chiyubu head case like you.
おまさか
Oh, how? So Makishi knows the word Shinobu. I sense your otaku level is quite high. I got it from a friend. I have no idea where it comes from. Ha! I thought this said balance. A bold-faced lie. She should just confess to being an ad channeler, because it's not a big deal. The more of a deal she makes out of it, the bigger it becomes. Because, like, if you're trying to hide something from your friends, like, at first, usually they'll be like, oh, whatever. They'll either push or they'll respect. But, you know, the more you deny and, like, the harder you try and hide things, the more they'll fucking, like, want to know what it is. Unless you, like, scream and be like, no, we're done. Like, you make it entirely serious. But for the most part, she isn't really doing that. Sorry, I zoned out for a second. Karasu meets my grin with an icy glare. It's up to you, Mayuri. Choose one. Whenever the lab is divided in a name, the right to decide belongs to Mayuri. I think Time Leap Machine is fine. Silly hat phone wave chain is super close, though. Somehow I knew she'd say that. Like I said, simple is best. Mary gets it. She's a genius. La 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 la. I want to object, but it's an unwritten rule not to complain once Mayuri's made a decision. I feel like that means you're, like, placating her instead of actually respecting her intelligence or decision-making person, like, skills. Like, just like, oh yeah, it's condescending is what it is. Very well, Time Leap Machine it is. The TLM. Assistant, explain for us all how the Time Leap Machine works. I know the basics, but I want to hear the details. Karasu nods and stands in front of the whiteboard. Ooh, this is a new one. In short, this device converts memories to data and sends them to the past. Let's begin with what we know. What we all know. By freak coincidence, the phone wave is able to produce ring singularities, much like John Titor's time machine. Through the ring singularity, we are able to send up to 36 bytes of data to the past. Not to the future, but to the past. The future is 48 bytes. The signal can only be received by phones. Well, that does limit the range of effect. It also removes an element of uncertainty from the equation. Unlike D-mails, memory data is sent in the form of a phone call. So we will be using a phone number, not an email address, to set the destination. The ring singularity is made naked by stable by a device known as a lifter. In our case, that's the 42-inch CRT downstairs. She's explained the basics. Next, she'll explain the modification she made to turn the phone wave named subject to change into a time leap machine. Oh, there's actual shit on the board. Look at that face. Me on August 13, 2010. The phone wave now has headgear attached. The headgear hippo. You can tell that there was multiple people drawing on this whiteboard. The headgear records the nerve impulses in the temporal lobe of the brain, specifically the CA3 region of the hippocampus, where memories are stored. And then we looked at the tips list. The hippocampus is divided into 3 histological sections. CA1, CA2, and CA3. CA refers to the name given to the hippocampus by anatomist that person in 1742. Cornu animus, the horn of Amunus. So yeah, that's what I mean by scientists don't know how to name things. CA1, 2, and 3? Come on. Like, I get that it's like a categorization system, but it could be at least slightly more, you know, able to pick out of crowd. Then, using VR technology, we encode the nerve impulses into electrical signal data. Scan memory data, encode nerve impulse electrical signal. It comes out to approximately 3.24 terabytes. You know, that's not a lot, considering the fact that you're encoding an entire person's memory. It's less than, yeah, we're talking about the entirety of a person's memory. Yeah, I literally just said like, you can get a 1 terabyte drive for about $50, you know? Is human memory really worth about, you know, $175, roughly? By the way, it was set up so that the data decodes automatically after a certain amount of time. Anybody well-versed in programming can do this. I had Hishida make the code. Time Leap Machine. Anyway, next we send the memory data through the net to the LHC in France. This building has a direct line to CERN for some reason, so we can transfer data at insanely high speeds.
3.24 テラのデータを転送するのに
How long does it take to send 3.24 terabytes of data?
直通回線は1本だけ
I
じゃ
have
なくて
64 direct
64
lines in
が束にな
parallel,
ってるんだ
so if we send it in 64
だから
parts,
だいたい45秒ぐらい
it should upload in about 45 seconds. Yeah, because it's not like an online thing, right? Like it's a specific cable, which I guess counts as the internet, but you know, it's a thing. So, cords everywhere. My chair is, everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. I'm gonna unplug the power cord to my headphones right now. I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna readjust my chair so it's not on the bottom setting. The hydraulics are busted and broken. And I'm going to sit down and I'm gonna be comfortable. That's pretty fast, actually.
LHC を遠隔操作して
And next we hijack the LHC, create a mini black hole, and use that black hole's supergravity to compress the data into 36 bytes.
データを
Generate black hole with LHC, use black hole to compress into bytes. 3 terabytes is about 3 trillion bytes. Compressing that into 36 bytes. It's one hell of a squeeze.
圧縮にも時間がかかる
Will the compression take long?
こっちは一瞬
It's practically instantaneous, 23 milliseconds or thereabouts. We're using a black hole after all.
ちなみにバイナリ
By
デ
the
ー
way,
タ
the
に
compression only holds the immediate vicinity of the black hole. Once the data leaves that area, it will begin to decompress on its
データ
own.
は勝手に解凍までにかかる時間も
This too
圧
takes
縮時
about
と同じ
23 milliseconds.
23ミリ
その間に
It has to make it back to the X68000 into the phone wave within that window.
まあ36バイトプラス
It's only 36 bytes. Shouldn't be a
それで
problem.
間に合う
クリスティーナ続け
Continue, Christina.
タイムリープマシン側で
While
は
the data is
起動
being
と同
compressed,
時
we
に
use the phone wave to generate a Kerr-ring singularity.
リングと
When the electron discharge phenomenon occurs, we take
放電現
the
象が発生
36
したら
byte data, patch it
LHC
in,
からリングと空点内を
and send it
通り
to the
抜けさせる
past.
この辺は電話レン
This
ジと
part
同
is
じ
just like a demon.
データはタイマーに
The
入
data
力しておいた
travels to a
時間分を
specified
遡
time
り
and it arrives
過
at
去の
the
携帯電話
recipient's
につ
phone.
ながりリングと空点を通り抜
By
けて
now, 23 milliseconds should have passed. Hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Hang on, let me see. Yeah, we had a problem in the future. By now, 23 milliseconds should have passed, so the data will be fully decompressed.
解凍と同時にデ
Next
コードプログラム
decoding
に転換
program
して
runs, converting
電
the
気信
data
号
back
から
into
神経
nerve
パルス
impulse
信号に
signals.
戻す
So if I'm getting this right, you compress the data and then like almost at the instant you fucking are done with the black hole in France, you're already in the past. Like in that exact same instant, essentially.
受信先の携帯電話に
These
到達
signals
す
are
ると
discharged from the
神経パル
phone's
ス信号
earpiece
は
at approximately
送話口から
0.002 amperes
微
or
弱な放
amps.
電現象とな
A
って
pretty weak
発せられ
charge.
るのこれが携帯
If
電
the
話を
recipient
耳
has a
に
phone
当て
to
て
his
いる受
ear,
信者の
they should
こ
go
め
straight
か
to
み
his
付
brain.
近に放射される
You
わ
know,
け
his brain. It doesn't work on women for some reason.
受信者が電話の呼び出しに
Assuming he answers his phone.
でなければ記
If he
憶の
doesn't, the
転送は
transfer
失
fails,
敗に終わる
unfortunately. We lose nothing but that
この場
copy
合
of the
は
memory
特に
data.
デメリット
メールではなく
Why a phone
電
call
話を
instead of an email?
した理由は
携帯電話が受
Because we
信
need the
者の
recipient
こめ
to
か
put
み
the
付近
phone
にあ
to
るこ
his
とで
ear, otherwise the
データ
signals
を
won't
受
reach
信
his
者の側
temporal
頭
lobe
葉
in
に
time,
送り込みや
and
すくな
a
るから
part of his arm will explode. She indicates the side of her head.
人間のこめかみ周
You
辺
know,
に
like
は
that meme where
大脳
the
前
black
頭
dude has the hand to his head. It's just like, yeah, using that big brain.
最初に言った通
In
り
this area, you
側
have
頭
the
葉
frontal
は
lobe and
海
temporal
馬
lobe
崩壊
of
が
the
あっ
brain.
て記憶
As
が
I
貯蓄する
explained
場所なの
before, the hippocampus, where memories are stored, is inside the temporal lobe.
そこに送信者の全記憶が固められる神経パル
It's
ス
the
信
same
号が
damn
携
face.
帯電話から放射される
The phone sends out
これで
electrical impulses that pass through the temporal lobe and into the hippocampus, overwriting the recipient's memories.
同時に携
At
帯
the
電
same
話から
time, the phone
前頭
sends
葉を刺激
impulses
する
that
神経
stimulate
パ
the
ルス
frontal
信号
lobe
を
as
出
well.
すわ
This is
これ重
important.
要前頭葉から側頭葉へ
Remember
は
that the frontal lobe is responsible for sending retrieval signals to the frontal lobe, temporal
こ
lobe.
れは
This is how
記
you
憶を思
remember
い出すときに
things.
前頭葉を刺激する
By
神経パル
stimulating
ス
the
を放
frontal
射
lobe,
す
we
ること
force
で
it to send
この
retrieve
ト
signals
ップ
keyed
ダ
to
ウン
the
記
new
憶
memory
計算
data.
信号をこれによって送信
Thus,
者
the
から送ら
recipient
れた
recalls
全
all
記
of those memories
受
as if
信
they
者
were
に
his
強
own.
制的に
So it's not actually like sending your memories back so much as like you're changing. You're not like overwriting anything. You're implanting something that doesn't overwrite, it's just, like, also there. So, like, hypothetically, in the future I go get ice cream. Like, I don't know, like a week from now. And I eat it and then immediately do this. The me now would have memories of eating ice cream, but not, like, it would be extra. It wouldn't overwrite anything.
未来の記憶を
Which, of course, they are, or will be in the future.
それに必要な時間は
Memory data... Hang on.
結果
Fucking, I didn't get to read that because I wanted to put the dialogue away. Jesus Christ. This happens in less than a second.
受信者は送信者と全く同じ
Memory
記
data
憶
overwritten.
を持つ状態となり
Now the recipient has the same memories as the sender. The time leap is complete.
例えば送信
If
者
the
と
data
受信者
came
の時
from
間
one
差
week in the future, the
が
recipient
1 週
will
間ある
remember that
受
week
信
is...
者は1週間後の
as if
未
he
来までに
experienced it firsthand.
自分が注意すべきなのは
We need to be aware that the consciousness, that consciousness and personality aren't transferred. Both of those depend on the recipient.
おっぱいに例えて教えてくれ
Explain it with boobs. Alright. No. But that'll have to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I, of course, am Keywii. You've been great to and yourself a delightful day. Goodbye!